Hey everyone, this is episode 2 of how to make a mod in SpaceEngineers. Today I'm going to be just making the mod, so it'll probably be a speed, it'll be sped up, but I may be commentating through it, I don't know, because I'm recording this right before I'm about to model. So yeah, hope you guys like it. The first thing we're going to want to do is, since I modeled it in Cinema 4D, we're going to export it as an FBX right here, and we're just going to save it on the desktop, and okay, and we're going to close that because we haven't done anything really. It's just right there. So now we want to go to Blender. We're going to open up Blender, and we're going to import this FBX. Whoops, I opened up 2 because I'm impatient. So to import, you're going to go to File, Import, FBX, Autodesk FBX. You're going to go to the file right here, Import File, and there you go. Now, you see this weird texturing stuff? It's called smoothing. All you have to do is right-click on it. Again, I don't like Blender because everything is right-click, but that's my opinion. So, right-click on it, it's going to get orange instead of, like, dark orange. It's going to be, like, yellow, actually. You're going to go over shading. This is what it's on now, smooth. You're just going to click flat, and there you go. That's the texture, or that's the model I want. Because otherwise it'll, like, render like that, sort of. I don't know, it's weird. Just do that. Then we're going to go over to here, and we're going to make a new texture. And you click this little plus, and that makes a little thing here, and then you press new again. And we're going to go to Lambert, and we're going to change this to, let's just leave it at a gray, because that's going to be our base material. We're going to name it Default 1, because that's what my files are going to be named. You can name it something else, but some textures need specific names, others doesn't really matter. So we're going to do this again, we're going to new, and we're going to change the color of this one to yellow. And then we're going to do it again, and we're going to do, I'm actually going to bring this one, I'm actually going to change this one to like a dark gray, just to represent what we're going to be doing next. This one is going to be called Emissive 0, E-M-I-S-S-I-V-E, no space, 0. And then the dark color is going to be called Default 2. Now, the textures I have put into the model file, or the zip file, that should be in the description of this video, have 3 textures that you'll be using. You can use 1 or 2. I mean, you can use 2, but you have to name them properly, and you can just get rid of stuff in the XML. So, now all we have to do is go down to Edit Mode, and you're going to select Faces. And you can select this one, this one, this one, this one, or whatever faces you want to use. I'm going to be doing these. So I'm going to apply or assign this dark color to these faces. And no, actually I'm not. I'm going to go right here and apply this dark color to these corners, because that might actually look better. There we go. And then this emissive 0, we're going to apply to these sides. and on top, actually. So you go to emissive and assign. Alright, now that that's done, you just want to come down here and you want to press A over this area, and that should bring up this whole mesh right here. You want to press A again, you want to go back up here, press U, and you want to do Smart UV Project, just press OK. Now you get a bunch of UV stuff. If you want to texture this on your own and you know more than about Blender than me, go ahead. You just have to export it as a .dds, and you might have to do multiple textures, or you will have to do multiple textures because you have to have a bump map and everything, and it's required to have a bump map, so just note that. So now that this is done, we're gonna go down to New, rename it to UV, make sure generated type is UV grid, check 32-bit float, press OK. You get this crazy texture that's perfect. It's gonna have like a bunch of little pluses with different colors on it and a checkerboard. That's great. If you don't have this, you did something wrong. Go back and watch the videos. Next thing we're going to do is go to export and export as another FBX. But you're going to have to change some settings down here, so be warned. We're going to name it jp_pillar.fbx. Then we're going to go down here and we're going to change FBX 7.4 binary to FBX 6.1 ASCII. Selected objects are going to be checked. You want to change Z forward to, I believe, Y forward. Loud noise. Okay, so once you've renamed it, you're going to go down to here and you're going to click mesh once and you're going to shift click empty. You're going to make sure apply modifiers is checked and animators is off. Also, try Y up and Z X. Try X forward. That should work. That should be it for exporting. All you want to do is export to the first FBX file that we made in the first video. Should be easily found in your Steam library, Steam Apps, Common, SpaceEngineers, Tools, and First FBX. Export there. I already have an FBX, but I'm going to re-export, and that should have overwritten that. Next thing we're going to do is go into that first FBX, and we're actually going to delete this MWM, because you shouldn't have this yet. You're going to right click, edit with Notepad++, and if it has a bunch of this stuff right here, that's perfect. That's exactly what it needs. You're going to click Shift F, and you're going to type in material: You're going to find in current documents. You should have 6 if you used the same 3 textures that I did. If you don't, you should have 3 different materials for each texture. So I have 3 default 1s, 3 default 2s, and 3 default emissive 0s. They should all end in __UV. If they don't, or if they have like 001 at the end, you might want to go back and rewatch the video because you did something wrong. But I mean, you can still use it. It works fine, but it's just preferably you just want it to end with __UV, and that's it. So we're gonna go to Control F again, except we're gonna go to Replace, and we're gonna go to Material, and you're gonna type in __UV, and we're gonna replace it with nothing. So we're gonna just replace all, and that should make it so when we go back to find, we can go Material, : again. We're going to do find in current documents, and now they should all be, or there shouldn't be __UV on any of them. If there is, do it again. You did something wrong. So we're going to save this, close it out, because we're done with that. Then we're going to go into, actually first we're going to copy this. Then we're going to go into large. We're going to delete these two. You're going to paste it. Now, inside the zip folder, you'll have an XML file. That's a zip. You're just going to want to copy and paste it into there. You're going to right-click on it, open with NotePad++. And again, over here, we're going to close this. And then we're going to talk about this for a second. So, inside the mod folder that I have given you, you're going to have the folder textures, models, jp_basic_me.dds. And you're going to have the same thing here, and you're going to have emissive_yellow.dds, or jp_emissive_yellow.dds. You can rename this part of the file in the textures models. Just make sure you rename it here too. I'll be making a tutorial on how to make textures like this in the near future. It's pretty simple, but again, I'll get to it later. So when anything is 225, this makes the color or the block colorable. So whenever this texture is colored, this is the same color that you choose when you hit P. Whereas this right here, when you do 227, it's half that color, so it's going to be darker. So that's why in the little center areas, I chose a dark gray, just to show you. And then this is the yellow. It's always going to be yellow, no matter what color you choose. Like when you go to, or when you use a small interior, or just an interior block, there's those little small lights. It's like that. And every texture needs a _NE. Or NS, sorry, that's a bump map. I talked about that in the last video. So, moving on, we're going to go to back and mwmbuilder.exe. We're going to double click that. A window should pop up. You should go back to large. You find this MWM. We're going to copy it. Actually, you can cut it. And we're going to go over to our mod file, which now should be placed in your app data roaming SpaceEngineers mods folder. I already have it in here, so I'm not going to drag it in. But you're just going to place it into models, cubes, and large blocks. You're just going to paste it. And now it's gone in here. These files, you save them in here until you're done and you're sure that the file is working, mod is working properly. But you don't need them anymore, so I'm going to minimize that. Excuse me. You're going to go back and you're going to go into data. You're going to right click on cubeblocks.se. Now, I keep going over here because this is my second screen. And this is basically where you define all the information of the block. If you know about C#, it's in other stuff, but if you want to just make a basic block, this is all the code you need right here. This will also be in this mod folder that I've given you. Oh, excuse me. So, let's get started. So, the type of this block is a cube block. What it's going to be called is... Oh, no, sorry. This is what it's going to be called. So, it's going to be JP pillar. This is the type of block, as well as this type. You're just going to make it large _ the name. And this is just like a sub ID. So, this is what everyone will see in game, in their inventory. And this is the icon for the object. We don't have that yet. I'll be making it in the next video. And this is the cube size that the block will be. So you can't place this on a small ship right now. I'll make another video on that. Triangle mesh is what you're going to want to keep it as, unless it's like an armor block, which I think it's, I'm not really sure what it is, but that other tag allows it to be morphed and stuff like that. So, then you're going to reference the model file, the MWM file that we just created and put into this file system. It's going to be in models, cubes, large, pillar, MWM, or JP, pillar, MWM. The MWM. This is what it's going to take to build this in survival. In creative, it's free, obviously. You need one steel plate to start this component. This is going to be, it's actually really not important, but I recommend renaming it just in case. In the future you want to edit stuff, and there you go. So on the edges, you can do light or heavy. Light is like when you place down a light armor block, and on the side is like that weird triangle thingy that looks strange, but at the same time slightly decent. Light is lighter colored, and heavy is darker colored. This is the amount of time it'll take to build, and that's about it. So you're going to save this file. Make sure everything is named for your mod, not mine. And all we really have to do is make sure the textures are all there. These are all the textures. Your icon will go in GUI icons. We'll do that later. And when you want to make or upload it to the Steam Workshop, we're going to put a JPEG or PNG or something in right here. Just the, like, right after the first mod. So if you haven't already, rename this file to your mod, and all we really have to do now is test the mod. So we're gonna go to Steam Games, SpaceEngineers. We're gonna wait for it to load, and I'll get back to you when it does. Oops, I went load, custom world, so creative offline mode, because we haven't uploaded it yet. We're gonna go to mods, select pillar, okay, and advanced, and I'm gonna turn off thruster damage just because I don't like it. Okay, and I'll get back to you again. Okay, and as you can see, the mod is now in the game. The block is now in the game. All you have to do is press G, go down here in all blocks, because we haven't set a sub block. You're gonna do JP pillar. It's gonna be like in here, unless you have other mods on the server. It might be down here. Like I said, we haven't made an icon, so you won't see it yet, but I will make it soon after this video. So it's in your hand now. All you have to do is move it around. You can do everything you can do with a normal block. It's got a hitbox and everything that you need for it to be an aesthetic block. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Do rate, comment, subscribe if this did help you. If you've done everything correctly, you should have the block inside your inventory. And why? There it is. It's gonna take a while. Yeah, see? Just like a normal block. So, thanks for watching, guys. Later.